The smell hit him before the sight did, a sharp mix of disinfectant and fear that made his chest tighten the way it used to before a breach. The veteran stopped just inside the doorway, his service dog stiffening at his side, ears alert, body tense. He had come to pick up his disabled daughter like he did every Thursday afternoon, expecting routine, paperwork, and a tired smile. Instead, something was wrong in a way his instincts recognized instantly, the kind of wrong that makes the world feel suddenly fragile and dangerous. His eyes followed the sound of a muffled whimper echoing from deeper inside the building, and in that moment, every scar on his body seemed to burn at once. Before the story goes any further, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in standing up for those who cannot stand for themselves, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach the hearts that need them most. He had been a soldier for most of his adult life, trained to read chaos and survive it, but fatherhood had been his hardest mission. After losing his wife years earlier, he became both shield and anchor to his daughter, a bright-eyed girl whose body betrayed her before she could ever outrun it. A spinal injury from birth left her reliant on a wheelchair and daily care, and while he would have given everything to stay home with her, the world did not pause for grief or disability. The care center was supposed to be safe, a place of trained hands and gentle patience, a compromise he accepted with guilt that never fully faded. That day, as he walked down the hallway, the walls felt closer than usual. His dog, a calm, disciplined presence trained to ground him during flashbacks, pulled slightly forward, sensing distress. The veteran followed the signs toward the therapy wing, his boots quiet against the floor, every step sharpening his awareness. When he reached the open door, the scene inside shattered something deep within him. His daughter was slumped in her chair, straps twisted uncomfortably, her face pale and streaked with tears that had dried and formed silent lines. Around her, the room was in disarray, equipment shoved aside, a harsh stillness hanging in the air like an unspoken confession. Time slowed as he took her in, noticing details no parent should ever have to notice. The redness on her wrists where restraints had been tightened too much. The tremor in her hands as she tried to steady herself. The way her eyes searched the room before finally finding him, filling instantly with relief and shame as if she believed she had done something wrong. In that moment, the veteran's years of discipline were the only thing keeping him upright. Rage roared through him, but so did a colder, clearer resolve. He had learned long ago that anger without control only creates more casualties. He moved quickly, gently fixing the straps, checking her for injuries the way he had once checked wounded comrades. His dog sat close, placing its head against her knee, grounding her with quiet loyalty. As he lifted her slightly to ease her discomfort, memories flooded back of hospitals overseas, of helplessness, of promises made to protect those who could not protect themselves. The care center staff appeared then, faces stiff with excuses that felt rehearsed and hollow. But the veteran barely heard them. His focus was on his daughter's breathing, on the way her shoulders slowly relaxed when she realized she was no longer alone. Leaving the building felt like walking out of a burning structure, every instinct screaming that something had to be done immediately. Outside, the sunlight felt cruelly normal, children laughing in the distance, cars passing as if the world had not just cracked open. He loaded his daughter into the van with practiced care, his hands steady even as his heart splintered. She clutched his sleeve, not crying, just holding on, and that quiet trust hurt more than any scream ever could. The days that followed were not easy. The veteran faced systems thicker than concrete walls, paperwork designed to exhaust rather than protect, and a creeping fear that speaking up would somehow make things worse. There were nights when he sat awake, his dog pressed against his leg, replaying the image of that room over and over. But each morning, he looked at his daughter and remembered why he had survived everything else. Slowly, with evidence documented, reports filed, and allies found in unexpected places, the truth began to surface. Other families came forward, their stories echoing his own, their relief at not being alone mingled with anger at having trusted the wrong people. Change did not come like a cinematic explosion. It came in small, stubborn steps. Investigations were opened. Policies were rewritten. The center was shut down, and those responsible were held accountable. More importantly, his daughter began to heal, not just physically but in the way she smiled again without hesitation. He adjusted his life, found work that allowed him to be present, and rebuilt a sense of safety within their home. His dog remained ever watchful, a silent guardian reminding them both that protection can be gentle and fierce at the same time. Just before the ending, take a moment to comment below and tell us where you're watching from and who you would protect no matter the cost. Near the end of this journey, the veteran stood in their living room one quiet evening, watching his daughter practice small movements she once feared trying again. The room was filled with soft light, the kind that makes ordinary moments feel sacred. He realized then that while horror had entered their lives uninvited, it had not won. Courage had grown in its place, stronger because it was born from love rather than duty. If this story touched your heart, if it made you feel anger, hope, or a renewed belief in standing up for the vulnerable, please like, share, and engage with this video. Your interaction keeps these stories alive, reminding the world that vigilance, compassion, and love can still change lives, one brave moment at a time.